Your words have immense power. They are not just sounds, they are energy, vibrations that create and shape your reality. When you speak, you're not merely expressing thoughts, you're setting intentions, crafting the future, and influencing the way you see yourself and the world. This is why it is essential to be mindful of the words you use, especially when you speak about yourself. Too often, people underestimate the impact of self-talk. They allow negative thoughts to dominate their minds, unknowingly reinforcing self-doubt, fear, and limitations. They say things like, "I am not good enough," "I will never succeed," or "I don't deserve happiness." These statements may seem insignificant in the moment, but they slowly embed themselves in the subconscious mind, becoming beliefs that dictate actions and decisions. The result? A life that reflects those limiting beliefs. Now, imagine the opposite scenario. Imagine waking up every morning and telling yourself, "I am capable, I am strong, I am worthy of success." What do you think would happen? Over time, your mind would begin to believe these words, your actions would align with this new belief system, and you would attract the opportunities and people that resonate with this empowered mindset. Speaking blessings upon yourself is not about denying challenges or pretending that problems do not exist. It is about choosing to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. It is about shifting from a victim mentality to a mindset of strength and resilience. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I will find a way." Instead of thinking, "I always fail," tell yourself, "Every failure is a lesson and I am growing stronger." This shift in self-talk does not happen overnight. It requires conscious effort and practice. Start by observing the words you use when you talk about yourself. Are they uplifting or discouraging? Are they filled with doubt or confidence? The moment you catch yourself speaking negatively, pause and reframe your words. Instead of saying, "I'm not talented enough," say, "I am improving every day." Instead of saying, "I am open to new opportunities and blessings." When you begin to speak blessings upon yourself, you also change the energy you radiate. People are naturally drawn to those who exude positivity and confidence. Your words influence your relationships, your career, and even your health. Scientific studies have shown that positive affirmations can reduce stress, improve mental health, and enhance overall well-being. When you believe in yourself and verbalize that belief, you unlock a new level of potential within you. There are countless stories of individuals who have transformed their lives simply by changing the way they speak about themselves. Consider a struggling entrepreneur who constantly says, "I am not smart enough to run a business." Every time he repeats this, he reinforces a belief that prevents him from taking bold actions. Now, if he changes his language and starts saying, "I'm learning and growing as an entrepreneur," his mindset shifts. He begins to see opportunities instead of roadblocks. And his confidence allows him to take risks that lead to success. The same principle applies to personal relationships. If someone constantly tells themselves, "I am unlovable," they will unknowingly sabotage relationships because deep down, they do not believe they deserve love. But if they start affirming, "I am worthy of love and respect," their behavior changes. They set healthier boundaries, attract better relationships, and exude confidence that makes them more magnetic. One of the most powerful ways to implement this practice is by creating daily affirmations. Take a few minutes every morning to stand in front of a mirror and speak blessings upon yourself. Say, "I am strong, I am capable, I am blessed. I attract success and happiness into my life." Speak these words with conviction, as if it feels uncomfortable at first. Continue the practice. Over time, these affirmations will rewire your subconscious mind, replacing doubt with confidence. Another powerful technique is gratitude-based affirmations. Instead of focusing on what is lacking, acknowledge the blessings you already have. Say, "I am grateful for my health. I am thankful for the opportunities coming my way. I appreciate the love and support around me." Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, reinforcing the belief that good things are already happening in your life. It is also important to be mindful of the language you use in difficult situations. When faced with failure, instead of saying, "I'm a failure," say, "This is a temporary setback and I will come back stronger." When dealing with a personal challenge, instead of saying, "I am stuck," say, "I am finding new ways to grow." Words have the power to transform even the most difficult circumstances by changing your perception of them. If you look at some of the most successful people in the world, you will notice a common trait. They speak about themselves with confidence and conviction. They do not dwell on their weaknesses. They focus on their strengths. They do not allow fear to dictate their decisions. They affirm their ability to overcome obstacles. This is not because they have never faced challenges, but because they choose to use words that empower rather than weaken them. A great example is Oprah Winfrey, who came from a background of poverty and hardship. If she had told herself, "I am not good enough to succeed," she would have remained stuck in her circumstances, but instead she spoke blessings upon herself. She believed she was meant for greatness, and she repeated words of affirmation until they became her reality. Today, she is one of the most influential women in the world, proving that the words we speak about ourselves shape our destiny. Think about the times in your life when negative words have held you back. What if you had spoken differently? What if instead of saying, "I am not good at this," you had said, "I am learning and getting better every day"? How different would your confidence and actions have been? Speaking blessings upon yourself is not just a motivational concept, it is a way of life. It is a habit that requires daily practice and self-awareness. It is the foundation of self-love, success, and happiness. Your words create your reality, and when you choose to speak with faith, confidence, and positivity, you open the door to a life filled with endless possibilities. Life is unpredictable. It does not always go according to plan, and challenges are inevitable. Some struggles come as small inconveniences, while others shake us to our core. In those moments, it is easy to feel like a victim of circumstances, questioning, "Why me?" or "Why is life so unfair?" However, true strength comes when we shift our perspective and see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. Every difficulty you face has the potential to shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. The difference between those who rise above challenges and those who are defeated by them is not luck or intelligence. It is mindset. When you choose to embrace challenges as opportunities, you gain the power to turn adversity into advantage. Think about the most inspiring figures in history, those who have left a lasting impact on the world. Almost all of them faced incredible hardships. They were not born into success or handed easy lives. Instead, they encountered failure, rejection, and pain. But what set them apart was their ability to use those hardships as fuel for growth. They did not see obstacles as the end of the road. They saw them as stepping stones towards something greater. Take the story of Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb. He failed thousands of times before finally discovering the right formula. If he had given up after the first few failures, the world would have been a much darker place, both literally and figuratively. But instead of viewing failure as defeat, he saw each attempt as a lesson, a necessary step towards success. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset is what led him to greatness. Challenges often come in the form of rejection, whether it is a failed business, a lost job opportunity, or a broken relationship. Rejection can be painful. But it is important to understand that rejection is not a sign of unworthiness. It is a redirection towards something better. Many successful individuals faced rejection before achieving their dreams. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected by multiple publishers before finally finding one that believed in her work. If she had taken rejection as a sign to quit, the world would have never known the magic of her books. The key to embracing challenges is learning how to reframe them. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," say, "This is an opportunity to grow." Instead of thinking, "I am not good enough," tell yourself, "I am learning and I will improve." Words matter because they shape our beliefs, and our beliefs shape our actions. The way you talk to yourself during difficult times will determine whether you overcome your challenges or let them define you. Many people fear failure because they believe it is a reflection of their worth. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every mistake, every setback, and every obstacle is a necessary ingredient in the journey toward greatness. The people who achieve the most in life are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail, learn, and keep going. One of the most powerful ways to shift your perspective on challenges is to practice gratitude. It may seem strange to be grateful for hardships, but every struggle carries a hidden blessing. Think about a time in your life when something went wrong, but later you realized it led you to something better. Maybe losing a job forced you to start your own business. Maybe a painful breakup led you to a healthier relationship. Challenges push us out of our comfort zones and open doors we never would have considered otherwise. There is a famous story of a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbors told him how unfortunate it was, but the farmer simply said, "Maybe." A few days later, the horse returned with several wild horses, and the neighbors called it a blessing. Again, the farmer said, "Maybe." Later, his son broke his leg while trying to train one of the horses. The neighbors once again expressed sympathy, but the farmer responded with, "Maybe." Soon after, the army came to recruit young men for war, but spared his son because of his injury. What seemed like misfortune turned out to be a blessing in disguise. This story teaches us that we do not always see the full picture in the moment. What appears to be a setback might actually be a setup for something greater. Challenges also reveal our inner strength. You never truly know how strong you are until you are faced with adversity. A storm does not break a strong tree, it strengthens its roots. In the same way, difficulties in life make you more resilient. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling more than you thought. Think about the toughest moments you have faced in your life. At the time, they may have seemed unbearable, but looking back, you realize that those moments shaped you. They taught you lessons, made you stronger, and prepared you for future challenges. Without those hardships, you would not be the person you are today. Some challenges come in the form of self-doubt. You may feel like you are not talented enough, not smart enough, or not deserving of success. But these thoughts are merely illusions created by fear. Fear thrives on uncertainty, and the only way to overcome it is to take action despite it. Do not wait until you feel ready, because true growth happens outside of your comfort zone. One powerful technique to embrace challenges is to ask yourself empowering questions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Instead of saying, "I can do this," ask, "How can I overcome this?" When you change your questions, you change your focus, and when you change your focus, you change your life. Resilience is not something you are born with, it is something you develop. Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice. You can either let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can either let it define you as a victim, or you can use it as fuel to become stronger. It is also important to surround yourself with people who uplift you. During tough times, the right support system can make a world of difference. Seek out those who inspire you, who remind you of your strengths, and who encourage you to keep going. And just as you seek support, be that source of strength for others. Sometimes, the best way to overcome your own struggles is to help someone else through theirs. Life will never be free of challenges, but that is what makes it beautiful. Growth does not happen in comfort. Diamonds are formed under pressure, muscles grow through resistance, and the strongest souls are shaped by adversity. The question is not whether challenges will come. The question is how you will respond to them. When you embrace challenges as opportunities, you unlock your true potential. You stop seeing difficulties as punishments and start seeing them as lessons. You stop fearing failure and start viewing it as part of the journey. Most importantly, you discover a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces for transformation in life. It is not just a positive emotion, but a mindset, a way of seeing the world that shifts everything. When you begin to appreciate what you have, no matter how little or imperfect it may seem, you unlock a new level of abundance and happiness. Gratitude is not about ignoring hardships or pretending that life is perfect. Rather, it is about choosing to focus on the blessings that exist even in the midst of difficulties. Many people go through life feeling unfulfilled, always searching for something more. They believe that happiness is something they will find in the future, once they achieve success, once they earn more money, once they find the right relationship. But the truth is, if you're not grateful for what you have now, you will never be satisfied with what you receive later. Happiness does not come from external circumstances. It comes from within. It is a choice, and that choice begins with gratitude. Imagine waking up every morning and instead of focusing on what is missing, you start by acknowledging the things you are thankful for. You might say, I am grateful for my health, for the roof over my head, for the opportunities that lie ahead. This simple practice sets the tone for the entire day. It trains your mind to focus on abundance rather than lack, on possibilities rather than problems. Scientific studies have shown that practicing gratitude has profound effects on mental and physical health. It reduces stress, improves sleep, strengthens relationships, and even boosts the immune system. When you express gratitude, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, chemicals that make you feel happier and more motivated. It rewires your brain to see the world in a more positive light. One of the greatest challenges in life is maintaining gratitude during difficult times. It is easy to be thankful when everything is going well, but what about when you are facing setbacks, heartbreak, or failure? This is where true transformation happens. When you learn to find gratitude even in hardship, you take control of your perspective. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You begin to ask, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Consider the story of Nick Vujicic, a man born without arms and legs. He could have spent his life feeling bitter and hopeless. Instead, he chose gratitude. He focused on what he could do rather than what he could not. He developed a sense of purpose, inspiring millions around the world with his message of hope and perseverance. His story is a testament to the power of perspective. When you focus on blessings instead of limitations, you create a life of meaning and joy. Gratitude also strengthens relationships. Think about the last time someone expressed genuine appreciation for you. How did it make you feel? A simple thank you can transform interactions, deepen connections, and bring more kindness into the world. When you express gratitude toward others, you make them feel valued and respected, strengthening the bond you share. In relationships, it is easy to take people for granted. Over time, we stop noticing the little things that our loved ones do for us. But gratitude has the power to reignite love and appreciation. Instead of focusing on what someone is not doing, shift your focus to what they do right. Acknowledge their efforts, express appreciation, and watch how your relationships flourish. The same principle applies to personal growth. When you are constantly criticizing yourself, focusing on your flaws, or comparing yourself to others, you create a cycle of self-doubt and frustration. But when you practice self-gratitude, acknowledging your progress, celebrating small wins, and appreciating your own efforts, you build confidence and self-worth. Many people struggle with self-acceptance because they are always chasing perfection. They believe that they will be happy only once they achieve a certain goal. But the secret is that gratitude and self-acceptance go hand in hand. When you learn to appreciate yourself as you are, while still striving for growth, you create a healthy and empowering mindset. A powerful way to cultivate gratitude is through journaling. Every day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They do not have to be grand. Even the smallest blessings count. You might write, I am grateful for the kindness of a stranger, or I am grateful for the sunshine today. Over time, this practice trains your mind to naturally focus on the good. Another effective practice is gratitude meditation. Spend a few minutes each day in silence, reflecting on the blessings in your life. Visualize them, feel the appreciation in your heart, and let that feeling expand. This simple exercise shifts your energy and fills you with a sense of peace and contentment. Gratitude is also a powerful tool for overcoming fear and anxiety. When you are anxious, your mind is focused on what could go wrong. But when you shift your focus to gratitude, you bring yourself back to the present moment. You remind yourself that despite challenges, there is still so much to be thankful for. This shift in focus reduces stress and increases resilience. Many successful people attribute their achievements to the power of gratitude. Oprah Winfrey, for example, has spoken extensively about her gratitude practice. She believes that acknowledging blessings attracts more abundance into life. The more you appreciate what you have, the more you open yourself up to receiving even greater things. Gratitude also changes the way you perceive time. When you are constantly chasing the next goal, you feel like there is never enough time. But when you practice gratitude, you learn to slow down and appreciate the present moment. You realize that life is not just about reaching milestones. It is about enjoying the journey. One of the greatest lessons in gratitude comes from people who have faced extreme adversity. There are individuals who have lost everything, yet they still find reasons to be grateful. They remind us that happiness is not about having a perfect life, but about appreciating the blessings that exist within imperfection. Practicing gratitude does not mean ignoring pain or pretending that struggles do not exist. It means choosing to focus on what is good, even in the midst of challenges. It means training your mind to see possibilities instead of problems. It means recognizing that every day is a gift, no matter how difficult it may seem. When you begin to speak words of gratitude over your life, everything changes. Your energy shifts, your perspective expands, and you attract more positivity. The words you speak create the reality you live in. When you choose to express gratitude daily, you open the doors to transformation, happiness, and limitless possibilities. Gratitude is the key that unlocks a life of abundance and fulfillment. When you choose to focus on your blessings rather than your burdens, you transform your reality. Every challenge becomes a lesson, every setback a stepping stone, and every moment an opportunity for growth. Speak blessings over your life, acknowledge the good that surrounds you, and watch how everything shifts in your favor. True happiness does not come from waiting for the perfect moment, it comes from appreciating the present. When you change your words, you change your mindset. And when you change your mindset, you change your life. If you learned something new from this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe.